Hey, remember when Joe Biden said he was going to relieve student debt? Watch this.
Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans. In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allowed them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced $20,000. Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year. If you make more than that, you don't qualify. 95% of the borrowers can benefit from these actions. That's 43 million people.
What? Because it's not happening. All that was bullshit.
Now, do you think Ben Glebe has already read up on this and knows how it's been updated, or do you think would still say it? Because I bet you he don't know about this.
I'm going to guess a lot of people are going to be informed about this through this video. So Biden administration. Now we're teasing our good friend Ben because when he came on, he said the Democrats are just a little bit better than the Republicans, which is a funny thing to say off the top, but they're not. So Biden administration, that's the whole point of this show, was to show people that Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and Joe Biden can get evil done way easier than their Republican opponent. Bill Clinton was not the lesser of two evil, which I just explained in the other segment with Chris Hedges.
If you look better doing it.
Right.
I'm in showbiz. Don't you understand? I'm aesthetics, baby.
It's much easier to get Barack Obama to drone bomb Muslims and brown people around the world and deport more Hispanics than every president combined since 1890 than it is to get a guy like Donald Trump to do that.
It was good when he did it. I supported it.
Yes, that's right. I hope people getting it. Here it is. Biden administration scales back student debt relief for millions amid legal concerns.
Is it how they scale it back this way? Like, we're still going to forgive. You still have to pay it, but we forgive you for taking so long.
In reversal, the Education Department said on Thursday it would no longer allow borrowers who have federal student loans that are owned by private entities to qualify for the relief program. Isn't that almost everybody? I don't know. I don't have student loans.
It's not fair to punish private company. Oh, they're supposed to just pay for your...
Yeah, so that's... The administration had previously said those borrowers would have a path to receive up to 10 grand or 20 grand of loan forgiveness. Now they're not allowed to get any. If you are wondering why Biden's student debt cancellation plan doesn't include privately held federal student loans, it's because all the banks that fund those private student loans are headquartered in Delaware.
Hey, Dementosaurus, he's not that senile, is he?
That's the state.
Dementosaurus really came through.
Delaware is the state Biden was the senator in, which is why all the financial companies are there, because he's the most corrupt. Why do you think Joe Biden is our leader? Because he's the most corruptible, and military-industrial complex in Wall Street knows that. Just like, why is Chuck Schumer the leader of the Democrats in the House and Mitch McConnell? Because they're the most corruptible. Why is Nancy Pelosi the leader in this House? She's the most corruptible. She made $100 million while she's been in government. You know who does that? Criminals. That's exact same thing. Joe Biden is a criminal, the most corrupt, and that's why you're not getting student loan relief.
Now, where's Jackie? I want to talk to Jackie.
Yeah. Joe Biden is the person most responsible for the current student loan debt crisis, by the way. It should have been clear from the start he'd never be the one to end it.
It was to me.
The policy change comes as a Biden administration this week faces its first major legal challenges to the loan forgiveness program, which Republicans have railed against as an illegal use of executive power that is too costly for taxpayers.
I can't even get the words out of my mouth. They're stuck. Like, are you kidding me? An illegal use of executive power that's too costly for the taxpayers.
But not sending $100 billion to Ukraine.
I can't even get out of my mouth all the things.
That's right. I know. On Thursday, a group of anything that's going to help people. So this is what fascism really is. So right now, those guys are legislating at the behest of the banks to screw the citizen. That's called fascism.
Wait, Jimmy, so it's not to help with army recruiting?
It's not to help with army. The states of Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, and South Carolina asked a federal judge to strike down the debt cancellation program, arguing that it's illegal and unconstitutional because it might help someone in the United States.
Well, as a red until I'm dead, you know, the opposite of blue no matter who.
Yeah.
I hate those stupid college kids, the way they hate DeSantis and want him to die in a hurricane. I want them to not get their loans forgiven by $10,000.
The student loans that are guaranteed by the federal government but held by private entities account for a relatively small and shrinking subset of all outstanding federal student debt.
Ha, take that, gender studies.
So the loans that Joe Biden is going to forgive are the tiniest subset of loans.
That will work with you very easily in small payments. That's not what you needed it for. Which is what I said to stupid Ben Glib, my good friend. But come on, Ben. Didn't even read it.
The compromise hopefully he'll see this. The compromise just several million of the roughly 45 million Americans with federal students. They compromise just several. I don't understand that sentence. Do you?
Comprise. They comprise.
Oh, I've been reading it compromise. Yeah. They comprise. Boy, I think I do have brain damage from COVID. Maybe they were all right. They comprise maybe it was from they comprise just several million of the roughly 45 million Americans with federal student loan debt. So I'm going to say 40 million Americans out of the 45 aren't going to be covered by Joe Biden's debt forgiveness. So you're not getting student loan debt forgiveness, you fucking morons. Are you happy? You're still going to keep voting for Joe Biden instead of protesting him? That's what. Hey, I'll look the other way if you vote for Joe Biden, but you immediately protest him and his bullshit. But that's not what they do. They just vote for him and pretend it's okay, that they did the right thing.
Hey, when I vote for a world's greatest grandpa, I don't yell at my grandpa. I'm respectful.
But there are significant business interests that depend on the federally guaranteed loan program. Oh, you think?
What kind?
Well, Kurt, it's a wide range of private lenders, or as they say in New Zealand, leenders.
There's private leenders.
There's private leenders, binks, guaranteed agencies, loan servicers, and investors. They're using weapons against them. That industry is widely seen, both inside and outside the administration, as presenting the greatest legal risk to the debt relief program. So you mean the industry of private lenders, banks, guarantee agencies, and loan servicers?
The government can tell them what to do?
You mean the private fucking financial sector? Is that what you're talking about? That's what we're talking about.
Well,
Get it out of your fucking mouth, Politico. Jesus Christ. Get it out. Who wrote this fucking thing?
Huh. Michael Stratford.
Michael Stratford.
Who that? You know him?
Michael, I appreciate you writing this article, but I'm going to be critical. Okay. But there are significant business interests that depend on the federally guaranteed loan program. Oh, we just read this,
I would say all-encompassing more than significant.
Yeah. Why can't you just have a paragraph in there to say, Joe Biden is fucking you over in favor of the banks once again, and you're going to vote for him anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Fact check. Partially true. He scaled it back. He still partially intended, kind of want to do it. So that's unsubstantiated, Jimmy Dore. I just fact checked you. Bam. That girl wasn't getting an award. Double fact check on you. Pow.
And she didn't write the PS.
And then the worst one of all thing, it was a weeping you used against me. I thought she did.
Weeping.
I was like, that was nice of her. That's hilarious. That's funnier the more I think about it.
Many of those companies face economic losses when they lose borrowers who convert their federally guaranteed loan. So this is bad for private banks and business. So Joe Biden isn't going to do it.
They're doing worse than ever. They can't take this hit.
It's good for America. It's good for our economy. It's good for individual citizens. But we're not going to do it because it's bad for the business interests that own our government. Do you think that someone else is more fascist than Joe Biden? Do you think so? You would be wrong.
And also, these loans, the whole thing, I mean, forgive the loan. I say forgive the loans. That ain't fixing anything. The whole thing is based on a circular scam of the colleges.
Yes.
It's like health insurance.
Yes.
So what? Like,
yes.
Even the thing of the forgiving the loans, which they should do, that's not enough.
Kurt, it's not clear why the Biden administration decided on Thursday to pull the plug on allowing
I'm
this.
leaving right now. I'm leaving the room. It's not clear.
It's not clear.
Michael Stratford. Did you?
You mean the author of this article?
You're
Michael
giving me the Jimmy Dores now. I can't. I'm sputtering. It's not clear. He just said. It's not clear why.
It's not clear to Michael.
Bank, private lender, blah blah, equity.
Michael still thinks that if you lose, Michael Stratford lost a tooth last week and he put it under his pillow. That's who writes for fucking Politico, and that's why he can write an article like this with a sentence that says it is not clear. Please take Kurt off for a second. That's why he can write an article that says it is not clear why Biden administration decided on Thursday.
Just as it is not clear why there is not $5, but still a tooth under my pillow.
It is fucking 100% clear, Michael and Politico, of why this happened. And so with a straight face, did you write that with a straight face when you were typing it into your computer? Or were you giggling like, I have to do this shit to keep my job? That's not cool,
because when Ben Glebe reads that, he's already doesn't have a firm grasp of it, and you're gonna use a weapon against Ben Glebe, and then I'm gonna yell at him again. And that's gonna be Michael Stratford's fault, because you know as well as I do, Ben Glebe researches his opinions, and here he's getting misinformation. The guy didn't just say stuff.
But this is why our shit-lib friends in comedy think the way they do, because they read fucking shit like Politico, and they watch shit like CNN and MSNBC, and they think it's real.
Well, they don't. Their girlfriend does and tells them.
Yes, that's it.
You actually give them too much credit?
It's not clear.
Isn't that amazing?
That is the most amazing line this week that I've read in corporate news. It is not clear. He just gave you all the reasons why that happened. Why they
would have done it. And then Delaware? Remember saying that?
Remember saying the thing about Delaware?
Come on, put it together, man.
Maybe his editor did that. So maybe we give Michael a break.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
You know what, Michael? I'm going to give you a break.
If you really wrote...
I don't think he could write those other things and then write this. This had to be done by
It's impossible to understand how a human could do that. It immediately stuck out.
Because he's being paid. This is all about who's paying them.
Why do I get paid enough so I don't understand?
And that is exactly right, Kurt. That's why you say whatever the fuck you feel like, because I'm not paying you enough. That's... Believe me, if I had the money to pay you enough to keep the fucking, you'd be saying all the shit I wanted you to say.
Yeah, everybody, let's just calm down and listen to Jimmy right now.
That's right. Industry officials and a wide range of policy experts had long warned, even before the administration's August announcement, about the legal complexities associated. Fuck you and your legal. That is such.
You think you're just going to fix a problem and not consider all the
legal complexities?
We haven't even talked to the parliamentarian. Did you even think about that? What the parliamentarian, or even what the hell that is?
I don't know. This is a blue check lady. She says, Biden's reversal of cancellation eligibility for student loan borrowers with community held
commercially held
FFLELP debt means a potential 4.06 million borrowers miss out on relief.
Well, that should go great along with missing out on getting your insulin.
So almost half of the people are going to live, according to this tweet. The Biden administration just changed the rules for student loan forgiveness, scaling further back than they already were, because of course they did.
Yeah.
Looks like your student debt relief went to Ukraine. Wah, wah.
Oh, no, I think it's the sound that they make in the Nazi part when they do the drums while the kids are... they go, bom, 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 bom.
Representative... This is one of my House colleagues and I are very concerned for the deeply flawed and unfair policy of blanket student loan forgiveness.
Oh, my God.
Well, these are the kind of people would say...
I thought he was mad about this.
No, he's glad that they're getting rid of the student loan. This would be like this, if they gave everybody health care, he'd be like, this is unfair.
I thought he was going very concerned that they just messed this thing up.
No.
Oh, my Jesus.
No. At least there's an upside to Biden reversing course. We're going to get more cannon fodder. So we're going to get more people joining the military.
I just read the last part now. Jesus God. Don Bacon? You're a real pig, Don Bacon.
So he's saying we can't relieve student debt because we need more people to go into the military. We're having a crisis in military recruiting, and we got to keep people poor and desperate, or else they're not going to fucking become cannon fodder for ourselves. So at least that's good. Joe Biden's making sure we get more cannon fodder. I've often said I want to interview people joining the military just to hear what they're saying, but I know it would be heartbreaking. I know it would. You would just want to hug them.
No, dude, it is. When I do that vet show, and I like, because especially these places, these are like very highly trained. They're the best audience. They get every joke, stuff like that I wouldn't even try. I'm like, an audience didn't get it. They get it all. And then you think about that. The most highly trained, loyal, and like good heart when you talk to them. And that's what we accomplish with them is the debacles. It takes that many. It's like too big to succeed is a real phrase. Like it takes that many people, highly trained people, to commit a despicable crime. You need like true believers that you can compartmentalize them into doing it. And then how could you not feel for like these people that had to do this? It's the perfect crime at the top. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everyone's a Manchurian candidate is what I'm saying.
Yes. I get what you're saying. Yeah, they've been propagandized. And their brains aren't fully formed till they're 25 anyway, which is why they have recruit them when they're in fucking high school. I used to have military recruiters come to my high school.
Yeah, that's why there's a crisis, because it's so
High
bad,
school.
our performance, that even unformed brains can tell it might be a raw deal.
Yeah. And I made fun of that recruiter, and I got big laughs.
They make fun of them too.
Who's they?
They're like real soldiers. They're like, the recruiters are like somebody selling timeshare. Like
They are.
Yeah.
They're giant pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's what all these dudes tell me. So.
The recruiters are giant pieces of shit.
Or at the very least, like I wouldn't want to do that job.
They're giant. Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.